Did I learn anything? Yes, I did.
Keep them, like hashtag creator, hashtag tech, and hashtag media. Those might be a little too generic.
Okay.
I think they're a little oversaturated.
Okay.
Tell them if they want more information about this to go to Threads. On Threads, your video can be up to 5 minutes long.
Okay, that's interesting, because I would have thought the opposite, that I would have wanted to preview on Threads and send them to Instagram.
All right, thank you so much for your time today. I do appreciate it. You have a fabulous rest of your day.
Absolutely, you do the same. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's review real quick. Did I learn anything? Yes, I did. Did I know a lot of what she was articulating? Also, yes. Creator Marketplace, I definitely need to be in there. I had heard of it before, I think very early on. I don't know if there were stipulations a part of that, but she said she'll send me a link to it. So I definitely need to make sure I join that, because at this point I definitely want to be working with brands pretty regularly. She said taking breaks definitely hurts.
When you're posting slowly or taking breaks, your content service gets slowed down a little bit.
Okay.
So when you start back up posting again, you want to be posting a minimum of 3 to 4 reels and 1 to 2 posts a week.
So anytime that you take a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month off of creating is gonna hurt the algorithm being able to serve your content properly. They also say post 3 to 4 reels a week and 1 to 2 posts per week. So it shouldn't just be 100% one style of content, ideally. So this is where I'm probably gonna do the 3 to 4 DH hotlines a week, and then the 1 to 2 posts will probably have to be something where I find is like relevant to what's going on in real time, something along those lines. With hashtags, she said the hashtag creator, tech, media, she said that isn't going to be as serviced or served as much because there's already so many posts there, versus niching down and finding something a little more specific within those. So I'll probably, instead of hashtag creator, hashtag tech, hashtag media, probably lean into like hashtag tech creator, hashtag UGC creator, something along those lines. Obviously I'm just now getting the information, so I'm gonna have to think on how I can really niche it down a little bit. Find hashtags where there are a lot less people. I was honestly this whole time thinking the opposite. Use the one that got the most, because then obviously people may follow that hashtag and then you have an opportunity to get discovery. So I'll be switching that up. All right, I was posting mainly between like 11 and 2 or 5 to 7. She was just saying, really just use that analytics tool that we all have to see the peak of when your specific followers are showing that they're online, and just post at least 1 time a day during that specific time, right? Anything outside of that, no matter what your engagements look like, all that stuff, she said, that's the time that the algorithm is showing that your specific people are on. Well, let that be the time that you post, essentially. Use subtitles on speaking videos. I think I do a pretty good job of that. But she said if there's ever any speaking, make sure that there are subtitles turned on. Okay, she also mentioned the reels versus vertical post versus horizontal post when it comes to video. Now, this is where I have a gripe, because my least effort, literally did 0 things to produce the video except for screen record and post it, to this day are the highest performing videos I've ever had as a creator. Meanwhile, videos that I've done pre-production, I've done market research, I've done hours of editing, all these different tricks and tips and all this stuff will then turn around and get like 1,200 views or 2,500 views or something. And I was posting horizontal for the ones that went the furthest, and perfect formatting, and the blind zone on the side and the bottom was clear, like all of the stuff, right? So I hear the advice that reels need to be vertical, and what she said is horizontal content needs to go to Threads. So I'm going to take heed to Meta, and I'm gonna follow that. Hopefully with the combination of all of these things, there will be a change in the reach that my vertical produced content gets versus some of the lesser effort videos we'll get. All right, so then you got Threads used in tandem with Instagram, right? So she was basically saying use them to tease to the other one. So if you have like a quick snippet on Instagram that you want to send people to Threads for, that will be advantageous, as well as using Threads to then send people to your Instagram. So using them back and forth was a piece of advice that she gave. I'm personally not big on Threads or using Threads regularly, or even have the desire to, honestly. But as a creator, there are certain things that you can do to help the overall goal. And if using Threads and then sending people to my Instagram page is a way to help the mission, then Reels will get some love from you, boy. What I did like about it, and this is probably how I'm gonna end up using it, is she said to use Threads as the along the journey platform. So I just got off the phone with Meta. This will be a time to thread out like, hey, just got off the phone with Meta, reviewing my notes, breaking down in my broadcast channel on Instagram soon. Like, to my knowledge of what she was getting at, that would be a way to go ahead and use them in tandem. Use whatever Threads would do with that piece of content, the awareness, the reach, or whatever, to then bring people back to the platform Instagram, which is where the actual breakdown and things like that will be. I grow on Threads. People may follow my Instagram and join my broadcast channel, so that's obviously checking multiple boxes at once. And then it says, it just bring people along the process. So like I said, while you're doing the thing, producing the content, yesterday I did a brand deal with an electric car company, sending out Threads while I'm in that process of doing it, right? While I'm researching the car, while I'm on the way, once I get there, what my thoughts, my initial thoughts are, go ahead and threading something like that out. So then by the time I do post the content, people are already invested. They already kind of have some type of expectation. So then when you post it to the actual platform, they're more likely to engage with it. I've been doing that in like my story and my close friends, which obviously those don't really hold much organic reach merit. It does a lot of good for like my true followers that watch my content consistently. But for the use of growing as a creator, this methodology I can obviously see would like make sense as well. And then the last main topic that I have here is topic tagging on Threads, which is something I personally wasn't aware of. But what she said is, you use one particular hashtag on whatever post that is, and then what that hashtag would do is essentially like a community on the backside of that hashtag. I'm gonna have to look into it myself. I haven't seen this in action, but what she described, and when I repeated it back, it seemed like we was on the same page. It kind of like creates a community on the backside. So let's say I say tech creator. So then everybody that's on the tech creator hashtag, essentially, everyone that's using that, I should be able to, I guess, see their content, and we'd all, be able to mix and mingle within that space. So I'll be looking into that. She said it turns into a hyperlink and then turns into a community. So with that being said, really my biggest takeaway was what I won't say that. The biggest thing is post consistently, right? I am a pretty solid creator, I would like to think, right? I think I have some pretty solid ideas. I'm one of those people where I'm not chasing the vanity metrics, but because I'm not, and then if I do post something and it doesn't hit the way that I want to, the gaff meter, my gaff meter will drop to a level where I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna post this week. Or once there's something I just want to post, and that's really what it is. I'm not chasing it, so I'm only gonna do it when I want to do it, and I actually have something that I want to post. Well, that's going to be the antithesis of what is rewarded right now from these platforms, because it's more of a consistency over care thing, right? Which isn't a negative thing, but if you consistently post, then it's going to be a lot easier for the algorithm and for your community and things like that. So I definitely want to give a shout out to the young lady that gave me a call. Big shout out to Meta for even doing something like this, to hear from the platform and just to be able to get some tips and tricks on your goals specifically as a creator. I think that's super cool, and I genuinely appreciate it. So you guys will be seeing these changes be implemented into my creator strategy, and you will see me be consistent, all right?